If you're watching this, you're probably thinking about gifting somebody an aquarium this holiday season. Now, I want to be honest with you from the start. An aquarium can be one of the most rewarding, educational, and beautiful gifts that you can possibly give anyone, but only if it's done right. Done wrong, it becomes an expensive guilt trip that ends up being neglected and occasionally returned. My name's Harris Bard for Pond Life Aquatics, and over the course of the next 3 videos, I'm going to show you exactly how to gift someone an aquarium the right way. But first, we need to talk about whether or not you should be giving somebody an aquarium at all. Let's get into it. Now, let's start off with the reality check. What actually goes into keeping an aquarium, and what are you actually going to be getting somebody into when you gift them an aquarium in the first place? The first thing to think about is the time commitment. Maintenance for a 60-litre aquarium like this one probably takes around 30 to 60 minutes, 15 minutes if you're in a bit of a rush. That consists of water changes, cleaning the substrate, and making sure that your filter is running effectively. And every single day, it takes around 5 minutes for me to feed all of my aquariums. The one that you can see peeking out around there, this one here, another one just over here. That includes making sure that everybody gets the specific foods that they need, and making sure that I'm not going to overfeed any of my aquariums at all. It's also important to make sure the food you put in is actually going to get eaten, and if you do overfeed, you are gonna have to spend some time getting it out. You're also gonna have to do pretty much daily observations of all of your tanks to make sure that your fish and shrimp and other critters that you're gonna be keeping are all in a good state of affairs. I always make sure that my Rominos in particular aren't getting ick at this time of year just because of the temperature fluctuations. If you're somebody who enjoys aquariums, spending time looking at the aquarium itself is something that really I wouldn't consider a time constraint. And then obviously there's water testing. This takes a minimum of about 10 minutes per week, just because of the amount of time it takes for your chemicals to show up your different parameters. This can be a much shorter time frame if you're going for a less accurate test. With things like dip tests, it can literally be about 30 to 60 seconds. But if the person you're gifting the gift to is the type of person who wants accurate measurements, it's going to take them about 10 minutes a week. You've got to think that it's going to take less time than it would if you were keeping something like a dog, but it's probably going to be similar to keeping something like a hamster, or if you've ever kept insects, something very similar to that. Next up is the financial reality of the situation. The initial setup of the aquarium is just the first cost that there is. You are taking away that cost and giving somebody a gift, but ongoing costs come in the form of things like dechlorinator, electric, fish foods, replacement equipment in case anything goes wrong, test kits, and on the occasion that your fish get sick, medications. As a rough estimate, depending on the size of the aquarium, you're looking at between 10 and 30 pounds per month for regular ongoing upkeep. And then with some larger aquariums, which obviously aren't going to be the type of thing that you're probably going to be gifting someone, yearly maintenance costs can be nearly £400. But that is an extreme case. But when you compare the yearly cost of keeping an aquarium, let's say on the low end, something like £120, that is something that you're going to be putting onto somebody. So if there's somebody who's already in a financial constraint, that is definitely something you should consider. Next up is space requirements. Where will it actually go in their home? Aquariums need a stable surface to be placed on. They are not light. This 60-litre aquarium behind me weighs an absolute minimum of 60 kilos. It probably weighs more because of all the hardscape inside of it and the light. So extrapolate that out for the size aquarium you want to give someone. They have to have either a dedicated surface or a very structurally sound piece of furniture that you know they're not going to mind having an aquarium on. So even if they do have a piece of furniture that they're going to have it on, or you're going to treat them to an aquarium stand, you've got to consider what kind of living arrangements they have. I live on the ground floor of a flat, which is why I'm more than comfortable having different aquariums scattered around this room. However, I know that if I was living on, let's say, the 5th floor of an apartment building, I would definitely be wary about the amount of floor loading that I could have in that space, and would definitely be considering talking to my landlord before I started putting hundreds and hundreds of more kilos onto the flooring itself. You've also got to think about the actual placement. Even if they have a surface that would be reasonable and weight constraint isn't a thing at all, this is the place where you're thinking about them. Is it in front of something like a radiator that's going to make the temperature of a tank fluctuate? Or is it in a really high traffic area? You don't want to be having an aquarium in the hallway of a home where it might get knocked on a regular basis. Or I know that I used to keep an aquarium on top of my chest of drawers, which I thought was great. However, every time that I went to get a pair of pants out, my fish would get a terrible fright. I've also got to consider where electrics are in the house. Pretty much every aquarium, unless you're going to be doing something crazy like tanks for nothing, putting it inside of a window and then letting nature take its course, you're going to need at least one, probably multiple electrical outlets to run your heater, your filtration, your lighting. And if that's something that's not easily accessible, it's not the best thing to be running extension cables across the floor, as I have found out with customers a fair few times. The third thing that you should probably consider is any lifestyle constraints. Is the person that you're going to be gifting the aquarium to the type of person who travels a lot? Are they going to have to fork out money for a fish sitter or an auto feeder? I know that I experienced this recently when my older brother was going away quite a lot after I set him up that aquarium as a housewarming gift. There was a whole lot of stress when he was out of the house for an extended period of time, where he would ask me to go and check in on the fish, make sure the auto feeder was working. Does the person you're gifting to rent? Some landlords do not like aquariums being in their rented properties. This can be because of damp issues or because they're just no fun at all. Do they have young children? There is safety concerns around having any body of water with small kids. You need to make sure that they're not going to be left unattended around the aquarium, more for the safety of the aquarium itself than the kids. But I've heard some absolute horror stories of kids hanging off the front of aquariums and then toppling over. What's their current stress levels like? Are you just giving them something else to stress about? Or is this going to be something that's going to be relaxing and enjoyable hobby for them? And finally, what are their other hobbies and commitments like? I know personally that at the moment, I am absolutely swamped with work and every other commitment that I've got going on in my life. And unless aquariums were just my entire life and business anyway, I don't think I would like to be gifted an aquarium right now. I think that added sense of responsibility would probably be too much. So it's definitely something that you should think about before just going ahead and getting someone an aquarium. All of this might sound like I'm talking you out of buying someone an aquarium as a gift, but I'm not. Aquariums are genuinely the best thing in the entire world. They offer a sense of tranquility, responsibility, help bring purpose to someone's life. They teach you about husbandry, all different kinds of things. It is genuinely the best thing you can do. So what are you looking for to know that giving an aquarium is going to be brilliant as a gift? These are some green lights. They've mentioned wanting an aquarium in the past. They've said to you that they wish they could have an aquarium, they just can't quite afford it. They've told you exactly what they would love to keep. They've talked about seeing your aquariums and wishing they could have something just like that at home. If they're the type of person that follows aquarium content, if they're the type of person that watches our YouTube videos weekly or follows us on Instagram or any other creator who makes aquarium content, or there's somebody who has practical fish keeping magazine issues, even though they have no aquarium themselves. They're the type of person who stops and looks at tanks wherever they go. If they see them in a restaurant, in a friend's home, they are the type of person that sits and watches the aquarium no matter the time, no matter the day. They are the type of person who goes to aquarium stores just to have a look. When you say that you're going to go and get some plants from the aquarium store, they're the first person to offer to drive you there. Free parking on site, by the way. They ask you questions about your fish tank. They ask you about how much maintenance there is. They ask you about your favorite kind of fish. They have conversations about different fish they've seen online. Or they're the type of person who used to keep fish as a child, and they talk about how much they miss it. They're also somebody who has related hobbies. This is the type of person who keeps houseplants. All houseplant people are just aquarium people in waiting. They enjoy things like nature photography. They find beauty in natural things. They've shown interest in trying to recreate things like that. Things like terrariums. They've shown interest in very similar hobbies. If they've created terrariums, as I said, they've previously kept things like insects, or currently keep things like insects. Other animals like snakes. There's somebody who loves to meditate around nature or finds relaxation in natural things. These are great ways for people who just love being outside in nature or love watching natural things to really wind down. And their lifestyle suits it. There's somebody who has a stable home base, who isn't likely going to be moving anytime soon. They work from home, ideally. Somebody who's going to get a lot of love out of it, where they're going to be able to see it during their working day. Students are a great example of this. People who having a small aquarium on your desk can really brighten up your day on those long study grinds. If there's somebody who has a stable routine where their life isn't all that hectic, and realistically they're going to be able to fit aquarium maintenance into that routine easily. Or if they're a parent who has been looking for something educational for kids, aquariums are a great way to teach children about different ecosystems and environments. I know that when I was a kid, getting an aquarium was what sparked my entire love of tropical fish keeping. There's somebody who's already prepared for keeping an aquarium. They've done the research into keeping an aquarium in the past. They've already expressed that they have the budget for the fish and things, and realistically, the best person to give an aquarium as a gift to is the person that just needs that little push to get them into aquarium keeping. So the absolute ideal situation you can find yourself in to give somebody an aquarium as a gift is that they've expressed to you personally that they want an aquarium and you're willing to set it up for them, ready cycled and ready to go. This is ideal because you've done all of the technical stuff that most people don't enjoy when it comes to aquarium keeping. You have already gone through the trouble of cycling the aquarium through the nitrogen cycle, making sure that there's plenty of denitrifying bacteria to take ammonia to nitrite to nitrate. They don't have to worry about figuring out how to stick things like Anubias onto wood. And there's no pressure for them to have to figure it out on their own. From day one, they are set up for success because you've already done all of the hard work for them. That is one hell of a gift. So if you think somebody is a good candidate for giving an aquarium as a gift to, now it's time to gauge their interest. Now, there's plenty of different ways you can do this. You can try and have conversations with them about aquariums and see if they take the bait. You can suggest going to an aquarium store and seeing how they react to seeing different things. I know personally that in store we have a lot of people bring their kids in to look at the fish to see if the kids would be interested at all in keeping an aquarium. Send them some videos, send them some YouTube videos from your favorite content creators to see if they are at all interested in the hobby. And when you've done any of these things, you are looking for them to give you a positive reaction. You want them to start thinking about keeping an aquarium themselves. And ideally, you want them to verbalize this to you. You want to see if there's genuine enthusiasm for the hobby, as opposed to just kind of politeness. So if you bring up your aquariums to them in conversation and they actually engage, they start asking about care requirements, they start asking about the fish you have. If you take them to an aquarium store, they start picking out their favorite kind of fish. They then go and research what kind of care requirements those fish would take, and you can follow up those visits with asking them questions about what they enjoy. And if they are the type of person who used to keep aquariums when they were kids, as I mentioned previously, then ask them what fish they used to keep. This is a great way of gauging if they would love to keep fish again or not. Now, you want direct affirmation. You do not want any kind of lukewarm answers, any kind of, wow, that seems like a lot of work, anything like, I can barely keep plants alive, never home, where would I even keep that? Any kind of hesitation or lukewarm answer. Do not give this person an aquarium as a gift without asking them directly. Now, this is the best approach, in my opinion. If you're the type of person that loves giving gifts as a surprise, then I totally understand that. Try and gauge it the best you possibly can. But personally, if I was even considering giving somebody an aquarium as a gift, I would straight up just ask them. This way they can be honest about how they're feeling about keeping an aquarium. They can ask you any questions that might come up from what they are to expect from keeping an aquarium, and you can be direct and upfront about all of these things. You can talk about anything I told you earlier on reasons not to give somebody an aquarium as a gift. Talk to them about the cost of keeping an aquarium. Talk to them about the maintenance time. Explain to them that when they go on holiday, they're probably going to have to get an auto feeder or somebody in to fish sit. All of these things just remove any issues of getting somebody a gift that they do not want. And if you ask them, would you like an aquarium for Christmas? I've been thinking about setting you one up, getting you started in this hobby, and they come back at you with enthusiasm and questions and all of these different things, you'll know you're onto a winner. I have given aquariums as gifts and housewarming presents before, and there's different ways of doing it. Either giving somebody an empty box and letting them go from there, telling them that you'll help set it up so they don't have to go through the whole setup ordeal on their own. That can be with giving them hardscape and going round to their home and setting it up with them. Or if they're not sure, getting them a gift certificate. This way, the person that you're giving the gift to has ownership of the hobby. They're not just having it thrust upon them and feeling guilty that they don't want it. I can't recommend asking somebody about if they want an aquarium or not. I asked a lot of people in store who I know are avid fish keepers, whether or not they would be happy with someone buying them an aquarium for Christmas. And the answer was no. Just ask, you're gonna have a better time. Now, if you are going to give someone a surprise gift aquarium for Christmas, now these are just examples of things that you should absolutely avoid doing at all costs. The first mistake is giving them a bowl and a fish. Starter bowls are one of the biggest banes of my existence when it comes to aquarium stores. People coming in and saying, I got given this fish bowl with a fish inside of it, and knowing in my soul that this is just not going to end well. Don't be the type of person who gets someone a less than 20-liter fish bowl off of Amazon, then goes into your local fish store, lies about the aquarium that you have, and then gives them an uncycled aquarium. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means an aquarium that hasn't had time to mature its filtration system, ammonia spiking in the water column, which is literally just poison to the fish. And it's literally just giving somebody a bowl full of guilt and death. The fish is going to suffer. The person who you're giving the bowl to is going to feel terrible because this fish is just slowly dying in their care. And 9 times out of 10, the bowl is not going to be big enough for any fish that you're going to get with it. The next mistake is getting someone just a fish. The amount of times I've had people coming into store saying, I'm just going to get somebody a fish for Christmas or a birthday or any of the above. Even if they have an aquarium, getting somebody just a fish for a present is such a bad idea. Let me just recount to you a story of when I turned 18. I had a really amazing collection of electric blue Taiwanese bee shrimp that I had spent a very long time making a colony of. And one of my friends knew I was obsessed with a fish called a Sundadanio axelrodi. And they saw them in a store and bought me 10. The fish weren't very well. The only aquarium that I had available to put them in was in my Taiwanese bee shrimp tank, and I lost the entire colony. As lovely as the idea of giving somebody a fish as a gift is, doing it as a surprise out of the blue is just such a terrible, terrible move, particularly if they don't have an aquarium. Which just goes back to the whole fish in a bowl thing. Don't do it, just don't. Rocking up on Christmas Day with a fish in a bowl in an uncycled aquarium is possibly the worst thing you can do for somebody. But there is definitely a right way to do this. And if you have decided that giving somebody an aquarium is the right move, then here are your next steps. Firstly, you've already made the right decision in educating yourself on how to give somebody an aquarium as a gift. So, well done you. This series is going to talk you through exactly how to set up an aquarium to give somebody as a gift. In the next video in this series, I'm going to be talking you through different budget options on what realistically you should expect to spend on giving somebody an aquarium as a gift. I'm going to be talking you through the best way to set up these aquariums to then give to somebody on Christmas Day, ready cycled with fish in it. I'm going to be talking to you about easier ways of giving aquariums as gifts and alternatives if you realize that it might be a little bit too much work to pull off. And then in the third video, I'm going to be talking you through budget-friendly and easy to keep fish so that once you have given somebody an aquarium that is cycled and ready to go, or you want to give it to them on Christmas Day, fully cycled with fish, you'll know exactly the species to go for to set them up for success from day one. If Christmas is your target, then the time to set up the aquarium is going to be about 6 weeks beforehand. So I will be doing the second video in this series in probably about a week and a half's time. The reason why you need at least a month before Christmas to set up an aquarium is because you need it to be fully cycled. This isn't something that can be rushed, and it's something that I'll discuss more in the next video. But if you're watching this a little bit late, then you can always give somebody a pre-set up aquarium, which then you can add fish to in January. There's no point in rushing it. If you're watching this on December 15th, don't bother trying to rush this through. To give them the setup, and then in New Year, you can take them for fish. And if watching this, you've decided that giving an entire aquarium setup just is not for you, then here are some quick alternatives. Get them a gift certificate or voucher. We sell gift certificates online on our store, which can be validated in store. This is really popular every single year. we might be doing a little deal on gift certificates this year. So you can get someone a £10 gift voucher, £20, £50, anything, and it allows them to spend the money on what they want. And you don't have to worry about it. Give them an IOU, saying I owe you an aquarium, with a promise that you will help them set it up in January. This, again, is a great way of removing any stress and allows them to take some impetus in picking out the aquarium they would like. It's still a really thoughtful gift, and it's a lot less stressful and a lot less time sensitive, so always just a great thing. If there's somebody who you know keeps aquariums anyway, and they're the type of person that always has bits of spare hardscape lying around, maybe consider picking them out a really nice piece of hardscape. I know that sounds weird, but to aquarium people, it'll make sense. I've seen some hardscape before that I'm like, I could never justify spending this for myself, but if somebody bought it for me, I'd be extraordinarily happy. So, a weird thing to give somebody, a wrapped piece of wood for Christmas, but really cool for aquarium keepers. Realistically, giving somebody an aquarium is such a meaningful and thoughtful gift, especially if you're going to follow on the next video and give somebody something that you've crafted, a piece of nature and art that is going to live for years and years and hopefully will give them so much joy and fulfillment. I genuinely don't think there is much better. It is something really special and from the heart, and definitely something that I've done in the past that has made me feel really good about giving the gift. So that's the foundation. Figuring out whether or not somebody is suitable to give an aquarium as a gift to, based on their life, their situation, and everything I have talked about. If you're still with me and you're ready to move forward with your gift giving adventure, in the next video I'm going to be talking you through 3 separate different budgeted setups and how to set them up ready to give somebody a gift of an aquarium for Christmas. We'll go through all of the details on how to cycle the aquarium, realistically how long that's going to take before Christmas, and how you can test to make sure that it's ready to go. If you're still with me and you found this video helpful, then please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're somebody who's either given a gift of an aquarium or has been given an aquarium as a gift, drop me a comment below and let me know exactly how it went. I would love to hear some horror stories, and I would absolutely love to hear some success stories. For now, that's all from me here at Pond Life Aquatics, and I hope you'll join me again next time for this Pond Life.